All right, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Bengals Nation for this season. Let's give it up. The preseason was long. It was hot. We are ready to get this thing kicked off in Cleveland on Sunday, but let's welcome our two-player guests. They are here each week. It is the captains of the defense, Mike Hilton and D.J. Reader. All right, welcome back, guys.
What's up?
It's been a long offseason, I know, for everybody here. We're ready for some football. How was training camp for you guys?
Oh, man, it was good, man. It was good to get back with the guys, get back to work. Just the first step of starting our journey to win the Super Bowl. So we excited how training camp went, and we're ready for Sunday.
Yeah, it was solid. The weather was a little warm. Surprised me a little bit in Cincinnati. It got a little warm out here, but it was a good camp, man. Everybody practiced hard, and just proud of the guys. We had some good work done.
Training camp goes through. You got a lot of the same guys coming back. Mike, just what's the vibe in the locker room coming close yet again to going back to the Super Bowl? And it's a long journey, and this is just the first step.
Confidence. That's one word that's been thrown around our locker room a lot, is our confidence. We know what it takes. You see how far we've come the last 2 years, so we know it's not going to be easy, but we got the right players and the right coaches to take that journey and be successful.
I know you guys both, big honor, named captains. Mike, your first time here. DJ, you're a repeat captain. Just what's it mean to be elected a captain for this team?
For me, it just means a lot. That later on in my career, the guys really see the work that I'm putting in, how important it is. And this team's special, so to be a part of this group and to be named the captain on this group especially is amazing. The group of men that I truly respect, so it's a big honor for my teammates.
Yeah, for me, number one, just coming over, and them letting me bring the mindset and the attitude of a winner, and those guys kind of respecting me gaining their respect is number one, and it kind of just ricocheted, and I'm much appreciative of it.
All right, real quick before we move on to your special guests and check in with the head coach, this defense, tell me about it. How good can you guys be?
I mean, we know who we are as a defense. You know what I mean? A lot of us that's played together in Lou's system for a couple of years now, so we know how Lou is going to call games, and we know where each other is going to be. So we take pride in that, and when one of us makes a play, you can just tell by the excitement we show.
I think everybody's excited, man, about just what we got going on, what's around us. And like Mike said, we're so comfortable with us. We have an identity as a defense. Each player out there not second-guessing who they are as the player. They know who they are, and they're doing a good job of doing that.
All right, we heard from these guys earlier this week. I sat down with head coach Zac Taylor to recap the preseason and training camp.
Regular season is finally here. How was this preseason and the offseason for you?
Yeah, we got our work done that we needed to get, but I think our guys are chomping at the bit to go play a real game.
That first press conference you had with us, you said that the energy was high. The guys were ready. They were ready to get back out there. Did you see that go through all training camp?
I did. I thought we got great work. Had 3 great preseason games. We got a lot of things done. Had a really good practice against the Packers for a day. Got great work against ourselves, and got out of there healthy and ready to go week 1 against Cleveland.
You had the adversity hit early, we'll say. Is there something to that your team gets to go through that adversity a little bit, bond them a little bit early in camp, that maybe focuses them a little more?
It doesn't hurt. It's a long season. It's a physical sport. There's a lot of things that can happen. And so it gets you ready for really anything that can be thrown at you, which I think over the last 5 years we've had plenty thrown at us where we've grown from it all, learned from it all, and so we're ready to move on.
Since they changed from 4 games to 3 games, each team kind of does it a little bit different. How have you guys changed from the traditional way of approaching preseason games to how you've done it this year?
I think every year is going to be a little bit different for us. It depends on who you got available, who you don't. This year, missing our quarterback, led to us not putting other guys on offense out there. But defensively, we had everybody available, so we played those guys for a drive against Atlanta, a very long drive. I think each year we'll look at it through a different lens and decide what our team needs.
At defense, you had to get a couple new names in there, guys departing free agency and all of that. What have you liked out of these young guys being able to step in there? And it seems like they haven't missed a beat.
Yeah, it's exciting. Just new guys in there mixing it up. We got great veterans on that side of the ball, especially on defense, educating these guys how we want it done, bringing up the speed very quickly. Got a lot of depth over there. And then offensively, brought in a couple veterans, really. And those guys have played a lot of winning football, and so it's good to get them in our mix.
And at the same time, this is a team that has a lot of consistency. that's got to be nice for the head coach that you don't have to learn a ton of new names and you know what you got out of the guys in the locker room.
Yeah, a lot of the same faces that we've had in years past. They've played in big games for us, won division titles for us. So now you get a chance to add some other pieces, a couple starters, a couple depth pieces, educate them again on what we're about, and so that's been a fun process for us.
Every team wants to be the final team standing, but this is week 1. What do you have to tell your team that, you got goals, you got places you want to go, but it's a long journey to get there?
Yeah, the turnover battle is critical in week 1. There's always going to be unknowns, from both teams, things that have changed over the course of the summer that you're not aware of, that you're going to have to adapt to as the game goes on. But the biggest thing is just protecting the football and taking the football away, and if you can do that, you give yourself the best chance to win.
When we come back, the guys get defensive with their first guest of the year, the new face in the defensive backfield, safety Nick Scott.
Who dey, who dey, who dey? Welcome y'all to the first episode of the 2023 season. And today we got a real special guest, man. Your newest Bengal and newest safety. Y'all give a loud, warm welcome to Nick Scott.
We'll get it.
Nick Scott.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to get in front of y'all, get in front of the fans, show my face a little bit. I'm fired up for this weekend.
Man, appreciate you coming on, man. But I'm gonna pop it off first, man. Just you're new in Cincinnati, man. Just tell the Cincinnati people about Nick Scott, what you bring on the field, off the field.
Oh man, on the field and off the field, I like to think I'm a great time. I'm sure Mike can attest to that. We have a lot of fun. I'm all about flying around, being 100 miles per hour. Just getting the fans loud. I like to make big impact plays, whether that be a hit, an interception, a forced fumble, whatever. I'm all about getting the family juiced up.
We got our first game coming up this Sunday, man. What we need to do to get a victory, man, on the defensive end?
On the defensive end, I think first and foremost we got to get takeaways. And I think after that just comes from being ourselves. We got every piece on this defense that we need to be successful. I trust you guys, you trust me, and as long as everybody else trusts each other, we gonna make it hard for teams to score points.
Nice, man. We appreciate that, man. That's a good answer. So I got a question. Food, you a food guy? Are you a food guy?
Am I a food guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a food guy.
Have you been able to reach around and get any of the food in Cincinnati since you've been here?
Let's see. I've had Mike's Fish, which that's like number 1 on my DoorDash order.
Are you a DoorDash guy?
I'm a big DoorDash guy, almost to a fault. Like
I respect it. I respect that.
I'm real lazy. My wife is a great cook though, but we got the baby, so she doesn't always have time. So big DoorDash guy. I love nothing bundt cakes. That's what Mike introduced me to.
Yes,
that.
sir. Shout out to bundt cakes.
I haven't tried Skyline chili yet. So I hear that's like that's comfort food here, right? That's comfort
you haven't
food.
tried it?
I gotta try it. I gotta go like to Skyline. I don't want to try it like somebody bring it to me. Like I want to go sit down in Skyline, get the full experience. So that's on my list. Maybe after one of these W's.
Sound like you disappointed some folks out there with that one, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm still getting acclimated. You give me some time, I'll get it.
Well, Nick, man, we appreciate you coming up and stopping here with us, man. Like I said, we got big games Sunday, man, and ready to get out there with you, man.
All right, man, I'm excited. Who dey,
Yes, sir.
baby?
Thank you for coming through, man.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
You got a divisional opponent right out the gate. Does that help keep the guys, eyes on the prize when it's a rival? It's right out the gate in a very important game.
It doesn't hurt. These divisional games are all critical. That's a big path to what we want to achieve is winning a division, so you get one right out the gate. So guys are excited. It's a really good football team. We know them well. They know us well. So be excited to get on the field on Sunday.
I know in college rivalry games are huge. NFL, there's not as many rivalries. Does this still have that kind of feel of, I know, rivalry, a little bit of bad blood, you want to win for the state of Ohio?
I think there's always a little bit of that in all the divisional games. You could say that about each team we play against. Ultimately, we just want to win, start 1-0. That's our biggest goal this week.
They're a tough team, I assume, to scout because Deshaun Watson, their starting quarterback, hasn't seen a ton of tape. The tape that he put on last last year maybe wasn't his best, but you know what he can do from his years at Houston. How do you scout a guy like that you don't really know what he's going to be in week one?
There will be some things that we will be ready for, and there'll be some things we'll have to adjust to as the game goes. That's week one in a nutshell for you. We've been through it many years before, so our coaches and our players will be ready to adjust if needed.
They also got that guy, Nick Chubb, who's given a lot of teams fits. How do you game plan against a guy like that you might need 3 or 4 bodies to take him down?
Yeah, he's a great player. You know, he's one of the better backs in the league, and certainly got our work cut out for us, but our guys get excited for those challenges.
On the other side, Myles Garrett is a guy, again, that gives a lot of team fits. You have your offensive line back intact. How do you attack a guy like that?
Yeah, he's a really good player. He can disrupt the game if you let him. So you got to have a good plan for him, and not just him, but they added Zarius Smith, they added Ogbo, they got some good D tackles as well. They got great 7 players behind him as well. So they got a really stacked defense, and again, our guys are excited for that opportunity to play against them.
Last year, Monday night, it kind of seemed like the rallying cry because you guys went on a run after that game. What do you remember about that game, and what was it that kind of brought the team, I don't want to say together, but started on the hot streak?
Yeah, turnover, didn't capitalize on turnovers we got, had too many turnovers early in the game. They had a long stretch where they controlled the ball and scored points at the end of the half and at the end of the beginning of the third quarter. So again, we just didn't control the game like we need to on a road divisional game like that.
Bengaltizers, sponsored by Sensoy.
Hey, we're starting a new segment here on Bengals Nation called the Bengaltizer. We're here with Sam from Sensoy. Every week he's going to prepare a different dish that is inspired by whoever our opponent is that week. What can you tell us about week one?
Well, week one is special because we all know we've got Cleveland in town. So we made this pierogi, cheddar and potato filled pierogi, but we used our miso to make a miso butter sauce as well as our chili crisp to spice it up. So a little bit different than you would get up in Cleveland because we're more special here in Cincinnati.
All right, how spicy is this, 1 to 10?
5 maybe.
Did he say spicy?
Spicy. It's a 5.
Okay, guys.
Right. I've never eaten a pierogi where I needed a 4.
We're going to try it. Let me ask you a question, man. Did you get all your ingredients from Kroger?
Yes.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go,
All right,
man.
while I'm eating this, tell people how they can find out more about your product and
So we're here, obviously, local Cincinnati. You can find us in places like Whole Foods, Fresh Market, Fresh Time, Jungle Gyms, and a variety of other local places, including throughout Findlay Market. As a matter of fact, we use other local ingredients here too, like our mushrooms and our pierogies. So,
now, I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm sorry I got food in my mouth. I'm not really a mushroom man. Okay. But I ate the mushrooms.
Yep.
And it's pretty good. And I think my mother-in-law, Marilyn, is probably going, he ate mushrooms.
I'm going to need like 8 of these. All right. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Sam.
looking forward to it. Thanks,
brother.
guys.
Thank you.
When we return, Zach heads to the Telestrator to see what worked well for the Bengals during the preseason.
Coach Taylor's Breakdown, sponsored by Wendy's.
Okay, here's a couple of clips from the preseason games we had. First one against Green Bay. This is going to be Tyson Anderson's pick 6. So pretty good stuff. Tyson missed all last year with an injury, so it was great to see him come in there and have the instincts to go jump this shallow cross. So he's really a free player back here. He's a free player. He's waiting to see who pops open on these crossers. He can see that we're in a bit of a trail position more than we want to be. So he makes the decision to pull the trigger and jump it, go score a touchdown. It's great to see. Gave some great momentum there in that Green Bay game there in the first half. Then you got some plays. These are our ones. A lot of our starters playing against Atlanta. This was the end of a 19-play drive right here, which was a really long opening drive. I think they started on their own -5, drove all the way down to their +5. And you can see Mike Hilton here, newly elected captain Mike Hilton, do a great job traveling on the motion. They're trying to pretend like they're outflanking him in the flat to get him to overplay this flat route, and then they're putting their foot in the ground and coming back underneath. It's a play that Hunter Renfrow made famous. Mike does a great job being poised and under control and matching his tempo and coming through and getting his hand on it. And Joseph Osai does a great job being at the right place at the right time and getting picked there, creating the turnover. So 2 big turnovers there early in the preseason. Then you go to the Washington game, you're going to see Jalen Davis. Jalen's been a guy who's made our roster several years in a row now, really instinctive player, typically backs up Mike Hilton. And so he's going to get his opportunity here. There's a double team that's working towards him. He does a great job getting through there before the double team can come off and block him, and does a great job with the TFL in the backfield. So that's what we see from JD all the time. Really good instincts there and great tackling in the backfield, just like Mike Hilton does. So good to have 2 players that can play physical despite their stature. Then you're going to get some offensive plays here. The first one here is a counter play. So you're going to see Chris Evans pulling through there on the counter with a big run. You're going to see great job on the pulls here by first one, Trey Hill, taking the first available. Great job by Tanner Hudson coming through and just trying to clean everything up there, number 87. Good patience there by Chris, and great acceleration, pulling through those tackles for a big long game there early in the preseason against Green Bay. And then the next offensive play we got here, this is a second long. So if you look at this is not a favorable situation for us. Second 18, down by 4 in the third quarter. So we need to put together a drive here and get some points. You're going to see Jake Browning throwing it to Shed Jackson here on a corner route. So he's going to stem inside, push vertical, and come over here to this soft spot against cover 2. And Jake does a great job laying it up over the cloud defender and giving Shed a chance to go up there and make that play for a big first down on second 17. So that was a great play by 2 of our younger players there. Then another offensive play. This was, as you can see here, this is the fourth quarter, 56 seconds left, down by 4. Put together a great 2-minute drive to go score. This is going to be Chase Brown's first, we'll call it unofficial touchdown. It's a preseason, so I don't necessarily count this as your first overall touchdown. It'll be a lot more exciting when he does in the regular season. But great job on the combos up front, and great job by Chase running his feet and getting in the end zone there to give us a 13-10 lead there in the preseason. Then you go back. This is going to be Andre Yosivash's first unofficial touchdown. So he's going to run a race route back in the back of the end line here. So you're going to see a quick out. He's working the quick out to Hudson. We got the whirl up top, and you're going to see Andre finishing over here on the race route, and they lose track of him. He does a great job. We often tell our quarterbacks throw some high back 5 balls, meaning back 5 yards of the end zone, throw them high to where no one can get them except for our big tall guys. And so it's a great job putting it over all those linebackers and safeties. It's a weak version of the gritty there. I like the actual version better by Jamar, but a great throw here, great job laying it up over, and great job climbing the ladder there by Andre, going up there and making a big play.
Still to come on Bengals Nation, we get the keys to the game and what it will take to come out with a victory in Cleveland on Sunday.
This is my glory.
Game day matchup sponsored by Gold Star.
This week's matchup is Orlando Brown Jr. against Myles Garrett. When the Bengals signed Orlando Brown Jr., it was to solidify the left side of that offensive line. Not that Jonah Williams was all that bad, but when you go up against guys like Myles Garrett twice a year, you need to have an elite left tackle, and Garrett has been a problem for the Bengals in the past. Last 2 seasons, he's totaled 16 sacks. He's top 15 in active sacks, and against the Bengals, 3.5 sacks with 7 quarterback hits and 4 tackles for a loss. The Bengals certainly hope that Orlando Brown knows how to neutralize the guy he calls an alien lining up across from him.
Got to talk about the pass rush. You mentioned Jim Schwartz. He's known for being a pass rush guy. This guy's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. You faced him before. Break down Myles Garrett for me.
I think, man, Myles is definitely set to have a great year, man, especially in this new system. I think the one thing Jim Schwartz does is he lets his guys go and eat. You look at what he did in Philadelphia in years past, just the success his defensive fronts had. I think his last year in 2020, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Derek Barnett, Vinnie Curry all had great years. I think 8.5 plus sacks. So he's lets his guys eat up front. And so, he's going to come in probably with a similar mindset. This guy's going to go out there and have a great year, man. I mean, this is first ballot Hall of Fame, one of the greatest DNs of my generation. So,
what makes him physically different than a lot of guys?
Yeah, I mean, you could call him an alien, man. I mean, he's got a crazy way of bending. He's got a crazy way of moving. His body, his hips, his ankle flexibility, all the weird stuff. You know what I mean? But I mean, he's a special talent, man. I'm excited to compete against him on Sunday.
Keys to the game, sponsored by Kia.
All right, Zach. Week 1, give me your must. What must the Bengals do to get out a win in Cleveland?
Yeah, week 1, we'll always say it, but week 1's even more critical. You have to protect the football. You got to take it away. You got to be smart on special teams and be ready for anything. And then red zone scoring as well. You got to capitalize on your opportunities when you get down there.
A reminder, you can come watch Bengals Nation live and in person Wednesdays at 6:30 at the Kroger OTR Eatery. And of course, always watch the show Saturday nights to get you ready for game day.
All right, we got everybody up here all together. Nick's new to the team this year. What did you guys first think when he walked in the locker room or you heard that he was going to be on the team?
Honestly, I just knew he was part of that Super Bowl Rams team. And, I knew he was, but that one cut deep. But I was excited when he signed, man. Just watching him around the league, watching him be a playmaker, a big hitter. I know he was the perfect fit for us.
I too thought about how he felt when the confetti fell, and it was for his team at that moment, and it wasn't for our team. And he must have just been so happy. But, you know, he's came over to the team and been a nice addition. He's a happy guy, man. I got a great teammate right now. I like him.
Now, Nick, was it weird you walking into this locker room, seeing the faces of the guys you were scouting for that big game?
It was definitely a different feeling, a weird feeling. But I just came into this locker room with a tremendous amount of respect for these guys. You know, it's nothing light to get to the Super Bowl and then be successful and get back to the AFC Championship the next year. You know, that's something that I wasn't able to do in LA, so it's a testament to this culture and this program and how they can keep finding success.
Training camp is long. You guys spend a lot of hours out in the hot sun at the facility. You got nothing going on. You got a little downtime. DJ, we'll start with you. What are you doing to relax?
I'm a big movie guy, and I like bowling. Unfortunately, we got a movie and a bowling alley right beside each other over there on the other side of the river, so I go over there a lot. I'm usually over there.
What about you, Nick?
I'm a big feet up kickback guy. When I don't have football, I don't want to move. I don't want to do anything. The only thing I will get up for is a good round of golf.
Big golf guy.
Big golf guy, yeah. I'm talking, I got the baby now, so I'll wake up at the crack of dawn and get on the course, tee off at like 7 a.m., be back by 11, come change some diapers at 11:30.
Are you any good? That's the question.
I'm pretty good. I'm getting better.
What's getting better?
I'm a 14 handicap and going down right now. So
okay,
got to keep plugging
better
away.
Than me. I'm awful though. I'm terrible. Mike, what do you do?
I'm a gamer. You know, I'm always on the game. If I have some free time, I'll just get my blood flowing, man. Get my competitive juices going, and I just love playing Madden, playing 2K. You know, the usuals.
Who's your 2K team?
I'm more of a my career type of. I don't really do the. I'm always on my career. You know. I got the real selfish. Stats are crazy.
That's crazy.
80-some points. Maybe six. Maybe if I get 5 assists.
Little kid sad. Pass me the ball.
This first game, I know you guys are itching. It's Cleveland. It's a division rival. How important is it to get out there, get that dub?
Oh, it's big. Especially knowing Cleveland has beat us the last 5-6 times maybe. But just knowing how we want to start our run, we got to take care of the division. And it's going to be a tough game up in Cleveland, but we're confident and we're excited.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this edition of Bengals Nation. These guys are going to go up to Northeast Ohio, mark their territory for Part 1, the Battle for Ohio. Thanks so much for joining us on Bengals Nation.